Well, thank you so much, and I am coming to you from the streets of Entebbe municipality here in Wakiso district. This, of course, we're speaking about the presidential nominations. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who has also sought for another term in office, has an official office, I can say, here in Entebbe municipality, where there is a state house, among others, that the country, of course, seeks and takes as a priority as far as how he's seeking for another bid. But so driven away from that is that Entebbe municipality, which was the first colonial capital, still has a lot of challenges that Entebbe residents have come out to also speak on front, that in as far as how he is speaking out his manifesto. These are some of the things that need to be considered. And if I can just point through, of course, infrastructure that was earlier done in the colonial times, some of them are now dilapidated, and also some schools. Back in the time, someone would be so proud to have had children study here in Entebbe, and a part of the schools were the Lake Victoria Primary School. It was the first class of the Klages School, but as we speak now, the school has come down, among others that you speak about. But now I want to drive the conversation away for checks and balance of what the opposition thinks about President Museveni in as far as how he's seeking another term. They now consider him as a resident in Entebbe. I am joined by Mugabi Socrates, who is one of the politicians also seeking a position of the Division B chairperson in the area, to just paint for us some of those things that they think President Museveni should have considered in his tenure. And as we speak, thank you so much for joining me on Entebbe at 1.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ivan. I'm so grateful to be here. Mugabi John Socrates, the aspiring chairperson Division B, yes. Entebbe on National Unity Platform. Today, Entebbe is called, but we would have been celebrating because 40 years Entebbe has been hosting the #1 citizen of Uganda, the president. And this would mean that Entebbe would be one of the city or one of the municipality which would be today saying we are happy to see, and even we would escort the president to say. But the challenge is that Entebbe, which used to be the beacon of hope for Uganda, the beacon of education, the beacon of tourism, today we are having a challenge. 40 years, we are having some decline and degradation when it comes to education. The great schools we used to have right now, they are no longer schools. If you look at the quality of education, it is undeserving. It is not what someone would expect where the president stay. When you come to the roads which were made during Obote's time, they are the roads which are still existing. Today, when they work on the road, it takes like 2 years and the road will not be eaten away. So we are having those challenges. When it comes to fishing, we are also having a challenge because of having the president. There is a lot of securitization in Entebbe, and this has affected many residents of Entebbe. And we would like to have a citizen, we would like to have a president who would be in the seat and everyone would appreciate, because we are the gateway of the country. We would be the satellite city because of having the state house here. Today, Entebbe, no one would expect that insecurity will be high here in Entebbe. But we have a lot of insecurity. You know very well that the tourists who have been frequenting Entebbe have reduced because of those challenges. And this shouldn't be the image of a city that is housing the president.
The conversation from the common man, especially on the ground, is that Entebbe should have been prioritized, that the president, you call President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, is not only a president but also a resident in Entebbe. So the Entebbe community deserves better. And this is the conversation that have been raining up. But also, for time reasons now, you let the conversation go back to the studios as we wait to observe whatever transpires in the day. Good afternoon.